I'm here today with Dr. Christiane Northrup, who was just so generous to invite me into her home. We've actually produced an earlier video. You can find a link in the copy to click over to that, where we talked about a lot of solutions and insights around menopause and a woman's change in life when it comes to her reproductive system and her menses. And so make sure you watch that, because Dr. Northrup has just launched a fabulous new supplement to help you get healthy so that you don't have to deal with all that.
Have all those symptoms,
No.
sleeplessness, hot flashes, and all of that. Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk in this video about a very common symptom, which is vaginal thinning, thinning of the vaginal wall, and dryness.
Yeah.
So from your Dr. Northrup is an OBGYN. You've seen a lot of vaginas in your day. And
more than most.
And I just, what causes this first? Why is this happening? Because it's a real inconvenience,
it really
in my
is.
opinion.
So the vagina is lined with estrogen receptor positive tissue, and when it's well estrogenized, you get what's called a cornified layer, which is a thickened, moist layer. The other area, by the way, that also thins in many women is the mucous membrane around the eyes. So women will talk about having dry eyes, dry vagina, dry eyes, and it's just from the lack of hormones in the body. And sometimes your own adrenal glands will be able to make all the hormones that you need, but for most modern women, that does not happen, and they need a little extra support. What we are often told is just use a lubricant, and that helps a lot of women, just basic old lubricant, aloe vera, vitamin E. However, if you want to rebuild up that estrogen tissue, then you need something that's going to land on the estrogen receptor in that tissue and build it up. And so the herb Pereria mirifica, which is the basis for my product line, does exactly that. You can go on to PubMed and you can see vagina, Pereria mirifica. You'll see that in fact does estrogenize
so
the
then
vagina.
What we talked about in the first video, that's a consumable supplement, is now in a topical form then.
Yeah, now what's interesting about this, Carol, is that there are women who can take the pill form and restore their vaginal moisture just fine, no problem. However, there are those who need an additional topical thing put in the vagina. So we market it as a vaginal moisturizer, and it does exactly that. And you would just apply it. And I was kind of adamant about this. You did not need an applicator. See these? This is an applicator. Like if you are, the kind of woman who can't reach down there and do this yourself, then I think that you need some help with saying howdy to the nether regions. Anyhow,
you need to, I would agree it's your body.
Yeah,
you need to be intimate with your own body and familiar and in relationship and supporting
and so really, you have the ability to take your fingers, put a dab on there, and put it in there. Okay. So you would use this stuff like once or twice a day for about a week, and then you can use it before sex if you want to, but you don't have to. And just use it until you're all re-estrogenized. And then you probably could use it like every other day, every third day.
Okay, so once you kind of restore things.
That's right.
Then you can back off it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I would think, because the thinning of the vaginal wall, and if it's dry and if intercourse is uncomfortable, if, that is going to put you in a kind of a problematic cycle, because that is going to aggravate more development of the same thing. Or if there's lesser orgasms, because orgasm releases so many great chemicals and nutrients to support these areas of our body.
Do, if you're having dryness and it's painful, then you really are, every time someone approaches you, you're and that's, so you want to use this, I would say, use it for a couple weeks before you go back to intercourse, if intercourse has been painful. So that you've got the whole area re-estrogenized. And then you also, the old song, I want a man with a slow hand. You've got to have someone who's really compassionate until you get your mojo back. But this is really
Right.
going to help. Oh, there's
Right.
another thing I have
Well,
to
most
tell
of
you.
my audience are
Yeah.
married women
Good. Okay. Good.
and are, their intimate relationship. So I would hope that the conversation is comfortable, that you're going to just be honest and talk about the fact that if intercourse is uncomfortable, that, I think that's women get stuck in that they don't ever say anything. They just, again, the suck it up, live with it thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you need to communicate that, and I would think in most cases men are compassionate enough.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a whole nother video if they're not. Say,
Yeah.
if they're not respectful of your body and your situation, we're going to assume they are.
Yeah.
But they can't be if you haven't shared it.
That's right. Now, the other thing I want to tell you about this, though, Carol, we've got some little additional ingredients in here. One is oak gall, and this is a tightening thing, and it's been used for centuries.
It's like it helps just firm things up.
Kind of firms things up, which is nice. And also, this particular iteration has a slight warming component that, frankly, is a really nice turn on. It's very subtle, but for some women, if they're just beginning their usage, they may feel it as a too intense warming. So I want everyone to know that our non-warming formulation, we're working on that, should be out very soon.
But some women, they don't want that.
They don't want that, right? So we just want you to know, in this particular type, slight warming, and then the oak gall is the tightening, but it will re-estrogenize the vagina beautifully.
That's great.
Yeah.
I've been using it. I've noticed a big difference because I've had those symptoms of the thinning and the dryness, and it's uncomfortable.
Right.
And my husband and I, we've been married 36 years, so communication is at the base of our intimate relationship.
Yeah.
Good communication creates emotional connection, which creates greater intimacy. He's been someone I can talk to. I share these things with him.
Yeah, that's
and he's
beautiful.
been very supportive. So,
how long did it take you to notice a difference?
About 3 weeks.
Okay.
But I like your suggestion to kind of back off things to allow your body to rejuvenate. Because otherwise, it's
right. And what I want women to know, they really need to know this. I had so many patients come in to see me, and they had their husband had died, or they went through the divorce, and they hadn't had intercourse for a long time, and were really afraid. Oh my God, is it all dried up down there? And I want you to know that this organ, the vagina and the whole vaginal canal, is extraordinarily adaptive, and it will be restored so quickly you can't even believe it. So it's just a matter of giving it the right nutrients and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, and I love that you're providing products that support women, that their sexual intimacy is pleasurable to them and they're not making compromises.
Yeah.
So that they can be, because you're feeling healthy, when your body's working correctly, when it's pleasurable, you're going to want more sexual intimacy.
Oh yeah, this is your life force. This is the power center in the body.
And it's really shifting the old paradigm of that as we've been birthing and awakening ourselves, which your lovely book, Goddesses Never Age, because it's about claiming ourselves as women. And in our intimate experience, that it's for us first.
Yes.
And it's a partnership experience so that there is a sharing, but it's not for a man first.
No, in fact, the masculine...
Or a partner.
The masculine
in today's
loves
world,
to
I
support...
make sure I say that.
I know, but the masculine likes to support the feminine. That's what the masculine energy does. Yeah. Whether you're gay, straight, transgender, the masculine energy supports the feminine.
Right.
Yeah.
And so as we support ourselves, we invite that to be done in a healthy way.
Yeah. That
it's a healthy support. So we have a link in the copy to check out the vaginal moisturizer. I really highly recommend it. And you've got more information to learn about it on the website as well.
Absolutely, yes. a-ma-ta.com means ageless in Thai.
Yeah. Thanks for your work. And I'm just thrilled that you've been dedicated as a pioneer and you've never given up.
No,
and you're as vibrant as ever.
Thank you.
I love that. Thanks for being a role model to so many women.
Thank you.
Did you like this video? I want to help you with more life-changing resources. All you've got to do is subscribe to my weekly newsletter below.